My name's Michael. I just want to start by really being humbled by this opportunity to share on this platform. I think whenever I come to a harm reduction conference, it really is a space not just to share and be inspired, but I think to dream, to vent, and also to be supported, because I think this work is really hard. And just as I was just sitting here, I was thinking about a couple of things. One was just looking at this putting people first, and I really hope that we don't just say this, that this isn't just a slogan, but this becomes a lifestyle in our programs, in our reporting, in our advocacy. I am really humbled to be up here to present about Belhaven. There are a lot of people that also could be up here presenting about Belhaven. When I think about the last 3 years, there's the African proverb that says, it takes a village to raise a child. I think it's taken a village to start a harm reduction center. And I think as Jason was just saying, just looking around the room, I think there's so many people that have taught me so much. Just looking at Ruan and Klaus and Lucky and Calvania and Yolan and so many others that have poured into my own journey and my own learning. And so I am really humbled to be here today to share with you all a little bit about our journey. So I'm going to speak about the Belhaven Harm Reduction Center. Let me just see where this is. All right, so I think it's hard to talk about Belhaven without talking about a bit about our history, our short history, just 3 years. So we did kind of start during COVID. So I just want to look at the context which surrounds the beginning of Belhaven. So in 2016, there was an HSRC study that was done. Some of you may be familiar with point-in-time studies. At the time, there was a study done in Durban which found about roughly 4,000 individuals experiencing homelessness living in urban areas around Durban, and this was published. Recently, that number, as of 2022, the point-in-time count suggests about 16,000 individuals experiencing homelessness in the eThekwini district. As Jason, I think, was alluding to, and as many in here know, oftentimes these kinds of reports really underreport, right? Sometimes, just because of resource constraints, the people going out to count people experiencing homelessness are often not familiar with where people are staying, the times of days, those kinds of things. So all that to say, going into COVID, we were suspecting somewhere between 7,000 to 10,000 individuals experiencing homelessness, with about 60% of them self-declaring using substances. So prior to COVID, the city's response to homelessness was really one that was slow to be responsive, very conservative within the council itself, and really taking a prohibitionist stance when it comes to dealing with the needs of people who use drugs. So I just want to give you a quick overview of what COVID-19 looks like in Durban for people experiencing homelessness. So this is actually one of the sites. So we had, over the course of about 3 days, we had about 2,200 individuals come through the Durban Exhibition Center. We had there a lot of the NGOs, DSD, Department of Health, Safer Cities, and from there, people were placed into 13 safe sleeping spaces that were set up and managed by the city. At those sites, there was 10 that were in the CBD area, and then 3 in the outer Isipingo, Phoenix, and Pinetown. And as you can imagine with these numbers, within just a few days, there was really a serious health issue going on in terms of people experiencing very traumatic drug withdrawal. And so myself and a professor from DUT were asked by the deputy mayor, the former deputy mayor of Durban, to start a withdrawal program using methadone on 2 of the sites. So I'm just going to go back. So this was actually one of our sites. This is the underground parking lot of Moses Mabhida Stadium. So we had about 260 people that were staying in this parking lot. It was quite a bit bigger, but you can get a sense for the size. And then the other site was Albert Park, which is where this photograph is from. So really, we kind of see COVID in some ways as a catalyst for change. Because during COVID, just in a matter of weeks, Durban went from applying, as I said, a very prohibitionist stance towards dealing with drug use and the needs of people experiencing homelessness to one that was very supportive of new ideas. And there was a platform to engage in dialogue with city officials around how best to deal with these issues. So we called it the Durban moment, and I think that hopefully it wasn't just a Durban moment. We actually wrote a short piece just about kind of the light shining through the cracks and the management of this program during the lockdown. And so really, I do want to just highlight, that COVID allowed for this engagement, not only between city officials and advocates of harm reduction, but also a chance for law enforcement, a chance for city officials to interact, and as Jason was just saying, to really talk with people who use drugs, to interact. And so, you can imagine these sites were managed by Safer Cities. They were also managed by, we had support from Metro Police and SAPS. And the whole day, the individuals that were staying at these sites together with members of Metro Police, city officials, were just interacting. And so it was a really amazing chance, not only for them to see, have a front row seat of a harm reduction program playing out, but also just for interaction and for dialogue, which was probably the most valuable. So the city really did commit during this time to a new approach. So the Council of eThekwini set aside its own building called the Belhaven Memorial Hall during this time to be a harm reduction center. So there was a council resolution that was passed. This is a city-owned building. So we moved into this building on June 1st of 2020 when we went into level 3 of lockdown and people could move from the lockdown sites. So again, what this really represented was an ideological shift in many ways. And I just also want to highlight the important role that law enforcement played in this, in not only the dialogue, but also around the response. And instead of sort of a prohibitionist stance, adopting more of a non-interference model and sort of a referral as opposed to arrest. So, sorry, I do like photos a lot, so there are quite a few photos in this. I hope you're okay with that. Some people have said I use too many photos. But so today we have approximately 200 to 250 people that come through the center on a daily basis to access a range of services. So what is offered at Belhaven? We have daily observed methadone provision. We also have testing, referral, and provision of TB and HIV medication. About 35% of our clients are taking chronic medications, so they're all registered with a local Department of Health clinic, and then their medications are provided for them on a daily basis. At the moment, we do provide daily nutritional support thanks to funding. That hasn't been something that we have been able to offer the entire 3 years, but luckily, thankfully to our funders in the last year, we have been able to offer daily nutrition support. We also have a program which I'll tell you about just shortly that's a street-based care delivery program that's run by peers. So we call it the accompaniment program, and it uses peers to deliver TB and HIV medications to people that are staying on the streets, to visit them, to accompany them to clinic appointments and hospital visits. A large cornerstone of what we do is the individual and group psychosocial sessions, which are led by our social worker. We also have social work students from the University of KwaZulu-Natal that do rotations with us and provide a lot of support in that area. We have Durban University of Technology's homeopathy department. Their students provide homeopathy 2 days a week at Belhaven. So it really, again, we're trying to be as comprehensive. We have quite a bit of uptake. I was actually just looking at the stats a few days ago, and just last month, about 80 individuals are enrolled in some form of the homeopathy service provision at Belhaven. This is something I was just talking to Julie about, but we do offer women-focused services. This is an area we are trying to strengthen and offer more regular pap smears and monitoring for pregnancies. There is close by, as the crow flies, about a kilometer from the center, a city-run shelter for females called Strollers. So we do engage with them quite a lot when we do outreach and other activities. So this is our treatment accompaniment program. It is peer-led. At the moment, we have about 50 clients that we either visit on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. This is a range of individuals with TB, MDR-TB. Many of them are co-infected. So it's an opportunity for peers to visit them. Many of these individuals had defaulted on treatment previously, and so this is an opportunity for us to support them outside of Belhaven. We do provide nutrition support when it is available, and we also accompany them to hospital visits and to clinic visits. So our peers, they either walk, or when we have bicycles that are working, they ride their bicycles around the city to visit their clients. So we do a lot of community events and awareness. I think that's maybe the thing that I'm most excited about Belhaven, is that it is a platform for dialogue about harm reduction and about drug use. These are just a couple of photographs. The one on the left is from a campaign that we did with SAPS called, it was Sports is Your Gang, but then I think they changed it to Sports is Your Future. Yes, thank you. We just recently had an event called Belhaven's Got Talent that was supported by DUT. That was a really fun event that we held a couple of weeks ago. We have had annual vigils around International Drug Overdose Awareness Month. We do a lot of holiday festivities. We engage quite a bit with corporate sponsors in the area. And again, these are opportunities, one, for us to engage with community members, but also an opportunity to invite community members to Belhaven to engage, to interact, and to learn about drug use and homelessness. So a cornerstone of what we do is our partnerships. Oh, okay, I can't see that. That's fine. There we go. Okay. Again, I think I've mentioned our partnerships both with local government. So the building is provided to us rates-free. Water and electricity and 24-hour static security is provided on-site by the city. So that's amazing for us, because what it really means is that, that those expenses are something that we do not have to cover and fundraise for. It is an existing building that was already frequented by people in the area who are experiencing homelessness and use drugs. It's quite centrally located, and so that relationship with local government is critical and critical for this. As you can see by the photographs, I think, there's no one organization that's operating from Belhaven, and that is something that we were very intentional about setting up, that, with funding cycles, and with services, we wanted to ensure that there was both continuity but also diversity in the services that we could provide. And so we work very closely with the South African Network of People Who Use Drugs. They're one of the directors, co-founders of Belhaven, TB HIV Care. We work closely with the Dennis Hurley Center, universities, so DUT, UKZN, and this is a photograph of a group in Durban called the Divine Health Forum. They do a lot of awareness raising around tuberculosis, and so we had a World TB Day event earlier this year. We have done training with local members of Metro Police, and then we have a group called IFS that we do a lot of braais with, and food-related events, and it's an opportunity for them to engage. They are also in the process of building us a kitchen and a cooking area, a safe cooking area, so that we can cook our food on a daily basis, not over fire. All right, and it's a learning hub, so we believe we're still learning. Just as Jason mentioned, he's been doing this for 30 years. There's still a lot to learn, and we still have a long ways to go. And we believe Belhaven is a space for us to learn and to generate knowledge and to share. And that's something we're really excited about. So It's a frugal institution in terms of the space itself. It's low resource. We believe that it is a replicable model. The partnership, as I mentioned, with the Etiquini municipality. We have partnered with local businesses that do job training. It's not something that is a cornerstone of what we do, but it is something that when businesses approach us to say, hey, we have this job training opportunity for 6 weeks, please send us some of your beneficiaries. We've done that, and that's contributing to our skills development. And research, yeah, so we are wanting to learn. We have presented at a couple of conferences recently, the SA AIDS conference. We have 2 abstracts that were just recently accepted to the Fast Track Cities conference in Amsterdam later this year. And we love students, so we have a lot of students that come both. This was a group from Boston College in the United States. We have a lot of students, South African students that come. We have medical students, we have nursing students, a lot of different types of students. I'm probably missing some social work students. So for us, that's a really important part, is the knowledge generation and the opportunity to learn and to share. So I just wanted to conclude, because for us, something that is very important is recognizing the micro and the macro kind of wins of a place like a harm reduction center. So I just wanted to read a couple of quotes, and I got permission from a client who had been on our program at the time of these quotes for 2 weeks. And I just want that to sink in, because I think oftentimes we wait to look and then analyze progress. But I'm just going to read them. I know you all can read them, but I'm just going to end with this, and then there's one more slide with a few more quotes. Hope that's okay. So now I'm just worrying about getting sleep, getting soap to wash, getting Colgate. Now I'm starting to be human again. I'm not like an animal. I'm thinking, hey, I smell bad. I must go and bath now. It's not like the other time. The other time, hey, I didn't care how I smelled. I didn't care about anything. I just wanted to chase Wunga. Now I'm thinking of myself. I'm buying Colgate, soap, things I did not do before. And I might just mention that this gentleman shared with me that he loves brushing his teeth. So I think that's kind of clear in this. So he says, now I can go buy another sandal. If I need a short, I'm going to keep my money and buy another short. I can even now go to the shelter, I won't lie. I can even go to the shelter, pay 50 rand, and sleep. The other day I was playing soccer all day, and I was happy. When I was using Haibo, I can't play soccer. Hey, what's soccer going to give me? I need to find money. I need to go sell. I need to go beg people to buy things. When you're on drugs, you must have lies. You must tell people stories. Now I'm chill. I'm washing my clothes. I can breathe now. I'm free now. I'm happy. I sleep a lot now. I don't have to smoke. Now I can't sleep at night. Now I can sleep at night. It's not like previously. Before to sleep, I have to smoke. Now I can even remember what I was dreaming about. If you have a picture of me when I was coming into this place and now, I was black in complexion and I was ugly and dirty, and you couldn't sit with me like this. But even now, even my big brother cried when he saw me. It was the first time he gave me money. I'm starting to fix my life. Hey, my life was a mess. These 2 weeks was a change of my life. The social worker last week helped me to contact my family. I talked with my mother for long. I'd never talked with my mother, and my mother cried. And that feeling for me, hey, I was happy. She asked me, you're still alive? I told her, now I'm getting help. Here, they give you methadone, and they give you a chance to start your life over again. I know I did a lot of bad things, but I hope I'm given second chances. Since these 2 weeks for me, I can see lots of things are going to happen in my life. So I just wanted to end there, because I think that this is what we celebrate, and what we try to capture is to really lean in from the very beginning and recognize that very drastic, dramatic changes happen in people's life quite quickly. And I think it's something that is really important to us, is to celebrate these small wins just as much as the individuals who have been on our program for 3 years. So if you haven't been to Belhaven and you come to Durban sometime, we would love to have you. Thanks so much for the opportunity to share.